Welcome to the Wear It Well podcast, powered by Wear It AI. I'm your host, Dr. Kitty Yeung. In a world transformed by AI, one thing has never changed. Style is human. Here, we spotlight the stylists and creators bringing artistry, culture, and identity to fashion in the age of digital AI. Join us as we talk creativity, technology, and what it means to empower an entire generation of stylists and trendsetters. We have today Natasha Welcome, aka NatieWells, with us. Thank you for joining us.
Hello. So glad to be here.
Yeah, so NatieWells is one of our stylists. So would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Yes, hello everyone. Once again, I am Natasha Welcome, aka NatieWells. NatieWells is my fashion brand and my fashion styling brand as well. And I have been a fashion stylist for over 10 years. And I really love it. Love what I've done. I've worked for a number of companies, including Wear It AI, in the past 10 years. But I've also done my own freelance fashion styling through my NatieWells brand as well.
Amazing. So good to have you. And I think you have been contributing to Wear It AI platform a lot, curating beautiful styles. And I always love trying your styles on the site.
Thank you so much. I love the platform so much. It's given me the ability to really just do a lot of cool things with my clients. And so I'm really just enjoying the platform. So you're going to see me a lot more on there as well.
Of course. Yeah. So happy to hear that. And I also follow you on social media, and you do really fun posts and you do tons of creative work being a stylist. And I think you have a really broad audience and ability to dress all kinds of occasions. So being like really creative as well as like building professional wardrobes for your clients. So I'm very impressed.
Well, thank you. Yes, that is kind of what I'm known for. That's sort of my specialty. I call myself an eclectic and eccentric stylist. So I'm really well known for just being eclectic and sort of mixing and matching different trends to kind of produce sort of an eclectic style that's also very eccentric and creative as well. So
Yeah, great. So maybe you could help us um, get a bit of your background, and what was your first moment you realized styling could be a career?
So I've always really loved fashion since I was a teenager. Doing little sketches in my notepad of different designs that I would just think up, and dressing up my dolls and styling them in different clothes and stuff. So I've always had that interest of in the fashion industry. However, at first it was more design, like fashion design, because I'm a little small girl, small town, Central Valley Californian girl, so all I really knew was fashion design. That's all I saw in Vogue magazines, all the different designs and designers, but I don't think I really was exposed to fashion styling until I went to college in San Francisco. I attended the Academy of Art University, and that's really where I became exposed to other avenues in the industry. And fashion styling was one of them. I remember my very first fashion styling class, and I was like, fashion styling, what's this? I've never heard of this. I only knew of fashion design. And yeah, the minute I took that class, I fell in love. And so that was really when I began my journey as a fashion stylist. Mm-hmm.
Amazing. I really appreciate having this opportunity to interview you and also seeing your progress developing new
Thank
styles.
you. I
Yeah.
love being here. It's my pleasure.
So so tell me, how has Wear It changed the way you work or create?
Oh, so I really just love the platform. One of the things that I really love about Wear It is it gives me the opportunity to be able to offer my clients an opportunity to see themselves in styles virtually. So, and virtually try on the clothing that I curate for them. So before it was just like, I would just send them, outfits, kind of just digitally the actual items from, different links, or for, pictures from, models on Instagram, or, on social media or whatever. But now they actually get to see themselves in the clothing, and they get to see how it looks on themselves, their own bodies, and they really get like a real life, image of themselves in the clothing. And all my clients have been really excited. They really love playing around with it. And yeah, it's another, kind of feature that I get to present to my clients that they really just love, and that I love myself. So
Amazing. Then how does it feel seeing people wear the looks you create right away?
oh my gosh, it's so awesome. It's amazing. I think words can't really describe, the feeling that I get seeing actually getting to see them in the clothing that I style them in, and virtually at that. Like, who would have thought that one day we would be able to style people from around the world and see
Yes.
them in the clothing that we style them in, without even having to be there, but as if we're there. So it's just amazing. It blows my mind, and I'm excited for what's ahead. It's really made me
Wow.
excited
Yeah,
for the future.
definitely. Yeah, really, really cool to hear that it helps you with the virtual, with the long distance styling sessions too. So,
Yeah.
how many of your clients, or like the percentage of the clients, are remote and versus in person?
I would say the majority of my clients now are actually remote, because I do a lot of traveling. So I've actually, as a freelance fashion stylist, I've been traveling all around the world pretty much. Started in America, and then I've traveled throughout Southeast Asia, other parts of Asia, as well as Europe. So, traveling is kind of one of the things that gives me inspiration. And so I being able to work, remotely, has given me the opportunity to be able to travel as well as work. And but I constantly meet other people. I'm constantly, going to different fashion events around the world, and making new connections. And so that's actually where a lot of my clientele has come from. However, I do still have, a lot of clients from previous jobs, and then just friends and family that I do style as well. And they're kind of like one of my biggest fans. It's like the old
Yeah.
timers that really stick with you. But it's been really amazing to also be able to reach out to people all over the world, and be able to have that opportunity to style them as well. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What
mhm.
kind of clients require you to travel?
So I mean, I guess it doesn't necessarily require me to, it's more of a choice.
Okay.
But I mean, I do style a lot of business women who do travel very frequently. So it kind of gives me the option to be able to meet them where they're at,
Yes.
especially if they're in the area that I'm currently traveling. Um, I wouldn't say that it's so much a requirement, but it's just kind of like a plus, that, like, oh, like, hey, there's this stylist who is also, a traveler, who could also possibly meet me, at destinations that I'm traveling or that I'm going as well. So
Oh, so cool.
yeah.
I like that lifestyle.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's been a dream of mine. I've always wanted to travel, the world.
Yes.
And I feel like this is really helping me to make that dream a reality, but
Mhm.
still be able to earn an income, and to
Yes.
provide for myself, and, as well as venture into my passions in styling and fashion. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thankful to you, and thankful to the universe.
Thank you. So, so now you regularly use the platform to demonstrate to your remote clients how they would look.
Yes, yes, I do. And I've been able to curate. It's really also helped me to curate like packages
Mm.
for clients that sort of make a bit more sense. Especially when, styling clients remotely. So I've been offering different like packages that include both like style images, as well as curating outfits. So basically I send them like, 4 or 8 outfits a month, with them styled. I styled their image in that outfit, And
Cool.
then they get to choose from the outfits that they like, that they see themselves in, and then I will actually shop for those outfits that they like. So it's given me, really just this broad way to be able to style them in ways that I really wasn't able to do before, because there was no way for me to really give them a true image of what they would look like
Yes.
in the outfit.
Glad to hear it helps. And
Yeah.
a little bit of the behind the scenes of your styling process. So can you walk us through how you build a look from scratch?
So, for I guess it's a kind of a little bit different for myself and for clients. But I would say for both, I generally start with like a statement piece. So something that either I really like, or I want to, I know I want to wear, or I know the clients want to wear. I'll start with that and then just sort of build from there. I find that I do that a lot with myself. So like, let's say I buy like I have a new piece that I just bought, and I know I want to, wear it. I'll start with that piece and basically build the look from that piece, and make that piece my statement piece, or the piece that stands out. And then just kind of like build, a look depending on, the sort of feeling I'm going with, or the message that I want to give out for the day, or what I want people, how want people to see me or visualize me for that particular time or event. And so I generally do style clients that way as well. But I think I also, when styling clients, I take into account, their lifestyles, their character as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. And what's the most important non-obvious detail you consider when styling?
I would say the most obvious, non-obvious trait that I take into consideration when styling is comfort. And let me explain. So I feel like in all the hoopla and the excitement of trying on new styles, seeing your clients in new styles, and them seeing themselves in new styles, and seeing themselves look, so amazing, and so attractive, I think that it's very easy for comfort to get overlooked. And sometimes, even as a stylist, we sometimes kind of overlook when a customer seems to be uncomfortable. But because they look so good, we encourage them, like, oh no, this is the look for you. And because we're so excited, and we get the clients so excited, a lot of times they just ignore the discomfort that they may feel, or they may just sacrifice it, up to, well, this is what I have to sacrifice to look good, And me as a stylist, I know they say that beauty is pain, but my personal, theory is that, as a stylist, I want to make sure that my clients not only look good, but that they feel good and they feel comfortable. So I've learned as a stylist also to just, while yes, we are all excited about the looks and everything, I also pay attention to, their cues, how their facial expressions, how they walk, how they stand, and just overall, just constantly making sure and asking them, how do you feel? Do you feel comfortable? Does anything feel too tight? Is this really the look you're going for? Do you feel like this really resonates with who you are? And so that's one thing that I feel like isn't always so obvious, especially when the client looks good, that can sometimes get overlooked. It's just the comfort of the client.
That makes sense. So Wearing AI does very well with the looks, so the visuals. So has it helped you with the comfort aspect, or you can be honest?
I think that's just like another step that I take it.
Yes.
I think that the AI kind of gives me more of an idea as to what they like visually.
Yeah.
But then you can kind of just from you can get from that information, kind of where to take it from there. But yeah, I do think that you do have to kind of take it another step, and just when you actually shop for the client and they get the clothing, they try it on, just make sure that you follow up with them and just, hey, how did it look? I also started having clients like take pictures of themselves as well as video themselves, like walking in the outfit, moving in the outfit. So yeah. And that kind of gives me, more of an idea as to, how they actually feel, or if they really feel confident and comfortable in the look.
Got it.
But
Yeah,
AI gives me like a platform to start with, something to
that's
start with,
true.
visual first, and then once they get the actual clothing, we can go from there. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And it helps you do the selection upfront.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This reminds me of my own experience when I designed my own wedding dress. It was custom made, But when I designed it, I sketched it with like some sleeves, very short sleeves on the shoulder. But then I realized I need to play the piano during my wedding, and that's gonna constrain my arms. So
Right.
yeah, so considering the comfort, I actually did a change, and I cut it to a different type of like a halter type of collar without covering the shoulders anymore.
Right, without constricting the shoulders. Yeah, these details often go, missed, especially when we have like a vision in our minds of how we want to look, and we are kind of taught, to sacrifice, our comfort, for beauty. So, when you're constantly being taught, beauty is pain, this is just what you have to do to, look good. Little details like that, even in other ways, can get kind of lost, but they're very important. And it's like you said, if you're, a piano player, or, if you're, working, and you're constantly on your feet, constantly having to pick up things, these are the details that can kind of get, lost in all of it.
Yes, yes, that definitely comes with experience.
Yes, yes.
So on trends, uh, are there trends you think are overhyped?
Celebrity fashion trends, I would say.
Ah,
Yes, I get so many, not so much now, but like back when I first started, I remember I was working for another company called Taylor App. And I remember this was around the time that the Kardashians first started, their reality TV show. And I remember I was just getting so many clients that was just like, I want to look like the Kardashian, I want to look like the Kardashians. And I just, it just seemed very unauthentic. It just seemed like they were trying to look like somebody else, And me as
ah,
a fashion stylist, especially with my own personal, my own personal vision, I really like to help people to express themselves on the inside. And so I feel like, yeah, celebrity fashion is kind of overrated in the sense that you're not being authentic. You're not being true to who you are. It's more like you're just trying to look like somebody else. But then also to celebrity fashion, first of all, that's not even their style. They have style. People don't know they have stylists themselves who dress them, based on, whatever, brands they're working with, they're basically walking
true.
billboards. They're just advertising, what I mean, whatever brands that they have collaborations with. So they're constantly switching up their styles, constantly switching up, their outfits. And so it makes it also to where it's very hard for the client to follow or keep up with the looks, and so they're constantly having to spend all this money on different styles all the time because they're just trying to look like this one person that they think is this person when really it's just their advertising for brands. So yeah, I just think that celebrity fashion is just way like overhyped.
Ah,
Be
that's
yourself,
a
be your true self.
very interesting point. Now you can use Wear It to try all the celebrity looks if you want.
Exactly. And then find which ones actually suit you and suit your body. Exactly.
Yes.
Before spending the money. Exactly.
But that's also interesting because we kind of help everyone to become the model for brands,
Mhm.
because you can also commission through your images for brands,
Yes,
and
of course.
by putting like virtually putting on the clothing on you in your content, and you can
Yes.
already commission for brands and do affiliate.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that. I love that feature. But one thing that I will say is one of the things that I really love about that feature on Wear It AI is it allows for a more like real, authentic, real people
Yeah.
to share their styles, and you get more of a real life vision as
Mhm.
to how these styles look on people, because let's face it, models don't look like the average normal common person, but I feel like where it's really giving, everyday people, a platform to showcase their style and
Yeah.
showcase their self, in their true body, and body, and it represents many different, body forms, and that's what real people are. You know what I mean? We're not
Mhm.
just stick figures that all look alike. There's different
Yes.
body shapes, body types, heights, weights. And I love that where AI gives, everyday people and people of all backgrounds, the opportunity to showcase their fashion and their characters as well.
Exactly. Now everyone can be an influencer, a celebrity, or a model.
Exactly. Everyone's a celebrity now.
Yes. And I love seeing you putting your own images and your own styles, sharing it out. It's really
Thank
cool.
you. And thank you for the opportunity to be able to do that. That's one of the things that I really love about it as well, is it gives me an opportunity to also share some of my own fashion and personal styles on the platform as well. So
Yeah.
with
So
others.
how do you create looks that generate engagement?
So we live in the time of social media,
Mm,
obviously. So basically I just follow a lot of other I find a lot of inspiration through other fashion influencers. And so I just really honestly just follow them, follow a lot of different platforms, and just kind of see what's sort of out there and what's resonating, what seems to be resonating with the public. Um, and kind of just do my own versions of it. So for example, get ready with me's. I come across a lot of, fashion influencers that do get ready with me's. And so it kind of gave me, the idea and the inspiration to start doing my own get ready with me's, which, now I do, that gives me an opportunity to, for my clients to see the behind the scenes sort of, and like
mm-hmm.
the creative, ideas and that go behind, putting together my looks and my outfits. So
Yes.
yeah, just honestly, there's so social media has really just opened it up to where there's just an infamous, amount of inspiration that you can gather. And so yeah, just being, I know as much as we want to limit the amount of time that we're on social media and not have it be our entire lives, it really is great to have that avenue to be able to get so much inspiration from.
Mm-hmm. Now you can
Mhm.
do get ready with me on Wear It AI within just 1 minute because you don't have to spend so
Exactly,
much time.
exactly,
And now
exactly. Just
you can like share it. Here's my look. Get ready with me. Now you can try my look.
exactly. And you could try it through Wear It AI and create your own looks.
Yes.
Exactly, exactly.
So some short, quick questions. Um, use 3 words that define your aesthetics.
I think I said two of them already. Eccentric and eclectic, but then also colorful too.
Ah,
I'm looking
yes,
for something very
definitely.
colorful.
Yes, I really like your colorful curations.
Thank you. I love color. It just brings so much life. And I feel like color really expresses emotion, which is something that, is a part of, expressing who you are on the inside. So yeah,
Yes,
I love experimenting with color.
yes. And yeah, on that, we did a Silicon Valley activity at TechCrunch. We did the AI styling, and
I
uh,
remember, yes.
yeah, you also submitted a lot of looks for the Silicon Valley folks. And if you could redesign the Silicon Valley uniform, what would that be?
Yeah, so I think that I would make it more colorful. And to be honest, and I have to be honest, I actually did not know what the Silicon Valley outfit was. I don't know if that's embarrassing to have to admit as a stylist. So, but I actually ended up Googling it and doing a quick little Google search, and it was just saying, yeah, just basically a lot of common staples, like, but high quality staples like t-shirts, denim jeans, chinos, stuff like that, mostly in neutrals. So I would say, yeah, I would definitely switch up the neutrals to like more color, even just like a pop of color to sort of, be that statement piece, like I was saying, in an outfit. But then too, I think I would just add more feminine looks because I
Mm,
feel like it's very like male dominated right now,
yes.
and not very feminine. So, and I'm all for, more females being in, especially in tech industries. And you're one of my greatest inspirations too, seeing you, as a female, going into, creating platforms like this, where AI platforms like this, and venturing off into, this new technology where you don't see a lot of females, in the industry, So I really admire, and you're really an inspiration in that. And I
Oh,
would really
thank you
like to
so
see.
much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And so I would really just like to see, more feminine silhouettes,
Yes.
represented,
Yes.
in the outfits.
I
Definitely.
definitely created wear it for women with
Yes.
considering what we love and build the platform for a lot of females to express themselves.
Yes, I love it. And I love that it helps people who aren't really tech savvy like me look like we're tech savvy. I love that.
I was like, I'm finally making some piece of tech that's loved by women. Because
Exactly.
previously I
Exactly.
did a lot of hardcore science and technology, and most of my audience were men. So
Yeah, I know, but finally something that we can actually engage in as well. So
making a lot of friends
respect,
too.
respect.
Thank you. And which of your curations has gotten the most love and why?
So, I would say a lot of like my classic looks have
Mm.
gotten kind of a lot of love. I noticed that because I do mostly streetwear, I think on
Mhm.
Wear It AI mostly, but I find the ones that are a bit more classical and not so eclectic or eccentric and like funky. I
Mm.
think those tend to resonate with people a bit more just because it's something that they can see themselves wearing on an everyday basis. And I get it, like me, I love, the fashion industry. So I like experimenting with very, like conceptual, sort of like a funky out there looks. But I get that when people are shopping or really looking for a style for themselves, they're looking for something that will, will be accepted on the
Ah,
everyday.
yes.
So I find that, yeah, a lot of more like my toned down sort of classic looks have really taken off. I believe there was the one that I did for Thread, was it Threadbare? Those
Uh-huh.
two looks.
Uh-huh.
I think that those had the most try-ons on the trend setting
Oh,
platform.
oh,
So,
interesting.
and yeah, so it seems like also too things that collaborations with the brands have also given me more views and more more people trying on my stuff as well. So
Yes.
that's really helped out a lot, and I thank you for that as well. And then one of my clients actually recently tried on an outfit. I sent her some outfits, and she loved them. But I wish there was a way that I can show them. I'm going to post it on my
Oh,
platform too.
yeah. You should
But
tag us,
she,
and then we can also put that as some cover image for the podcast.
yeah, but she really, really loved them, and so I'll go ahead and I'll send those to you, and I'll also share them on my platform and tag you in them as well, so that you can
Nice.
reshare. But
Amazing.
yeah, and they were actually a bit more like they were everyday, but sort of like edgy. And she really liked them. And she actually had me shop for each and every outfit that I did for her.
Wow.
I selected 3 outfits for her in one session, and she shopped and bought everything to create all 3 looks. So
Oh my God, that's great.
yeah.
And yeah, definitely get that the aspirational styles versus the practicality. So
Exactly. Yeah. And I get it. I mean, I
yeah,
understand being in the industry for so long. Like, I get like people are trying to, dress for work,
yes,
like school, and you have to kind of tone it down a little bit. I understand.
yeah. I
Be a bit
think
more
it's good
practical.
that with AI now you can go crazy as much as you
Exactly.
want. Yeah. And
Exactly.
then when it comes to shopping, then they also can assist you. But it's a
Exactly. You can take like
different
little
type.
inspirations, little pieces from your,
Mm,
your far out, very eclectic and eccentric styles, and you could just kind of incorporate like little pieces of them into your everyday outfit.
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So on the business of styling, what surprised you the most about turning styling into a business?
I just think it was just just I didn't realize how how it could be used for everyday people, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, you know, celebrity styling is really what's the most well known, so whenever anyone talks about styling, it's usually in the context of like, oh, red carpet styling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when I first did start getting into styling, and even in school, it was more about like, red carpet events, or styling for clothing brands, doing fashion editorials and stuff like that, fashion magazines and stuff. But once I actually got into the industry, really started working in the industry, I got to see how fashion styling can really be applied to everyday people and everyday lives. And seeing platforms like yourself, and others that really cater to just everyday people, I didn't see that coming, and it's been like a very pleasant surprise, to see that I'm able to offer something that was at first kind of only reserved for like celebrities, or those in the high echelons of society, and now it can be applied to just everyday people. So I think that was really what surprised me, and I wasn't expecting, but it's been a pleasant surprise, a very pleasant surprise.
That's a bit similar to being a designer, because in school you're like doing a lot of couture, and
right,
is quite academic. And
yeah.
then when you get into the industry, then you may build a brand for a completely different audience. So
exactly. And I mean, I got it for fashion design, but I think fashion styling, I was still thinking that was only reserved, more for like the celebrity and like, the that kind of, high end fashion, but yeah, it's really just, exploded into, mainstream life. Yeah.
Yes. And what advice do you have for stylists looking to diversify their income streams?
So yeah, like just going back to social media, just really, using that tool to really give yourself exposure. I would say that if you're looking like to build like a portfolio for yourself, like definitely don't just, as much as like, yes, you want to use social media, you also have to kind of put yourself out there as well, and build a community around your brand. So I think that's what I'm starting to learn, is that, as much as there's just so much competition out there, so many different fashion stylists, so many different fashion designers. If you really do have to sort of, build like a message or like a community around your brand, not just go off of your clothing or the style of your clothing, but really resonate with people on a deeper level. So I would say to really like think about your brand, what you really want to represent, and have that be interpreted in your brand in some way, and just to build a community around your brand. Don't just make it to where you're just only on social media. Attend events, go to fashion events, go to networking events. I go to art galleries a lot, and I meet people. When I'm traveling, I go to all sorts of different expat or different meetups, and that's where you really start to get engagement and get people interested, when they can also connect your brand to something other than just clothing, but something that resonates with them, and they can really connect it to like a person, and a movement or a message.
Yeah. And I think you have done a very good job building your portfolio on Wear It as well.
Thank you.
You have a really, really big portfolio there. So yeah, love seeing all the diverse styles that you have put out there and show people what you can do.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That's
And
really good to hear.
So we're at the end of the podcast. So anything else you wish I'd ask you?
So what are kind of like the top trends that's for the holiday season?
Oh, yes.
Or the ones that I like. So there are actually two trends that I'm really loving right now. So with the holidays, plaid has always kind of been like a staple with the holidays, but I like that it's being sort of introduced in more of a London sort of a way, with that London inspiration. So really going back to more of the kilts and, kind of that like Irish, British
That's
sort of
true.
inspiration in the plaids.
It's trendy this year, yes.
Yeah, it really is. And I really love it. So I'm super into like, and then pattern on pattern, just like mixing up like the different types of plaids, it's really hot right now and I'm feeling it. I'm loving it. So my outfit's probably going to be like all plaid this year, my Christmas outfit. And then also too, I'm really loving, especially because it's so cold where I'm currently at. California has been hit with like a cold, I don't know, like sweep or something, but it's already so cold. So being here in California for the holidays when it's really cold, I really like the idea of the layering skirts with the pants. I really love that. And I actually have a lot of outfits actually on my platform. If you go to my Wear It AI platform that have the layered skirts with the pants. And I love that because it adds extra warmth, but then it's very cute and you can kind of play around with it. So
amazing.
Those are the cute top pins that I would say I really resonate with.
Definitely learn about layering from our stylists.
Yes.
I think this year I haven't bought too many new clothes, but I learned how to play with my existing clothes just by looking at you guys.
Yes. Yes, it's just so many ways that you could just layer things that you already have and create a completely new look to where people wouldn't even recognize the items that you're wearing that you've worn before. So
and you also gave me an idea what to wear tomorrow. Plats.
Yes, plats. I'm all into it. Go out with it.
Awesome. Okay, so remind us, where can we find you online again?
So I am on the Wear It AI platform as NatieWells, but you can also follow me on Instagram, which is my main page at NatieWells. I am also on TikTok and Facebook, not so much on those platforms, but you can follow me on TikTok at NatieWells1 or on Facebook at NatieWells Styling.
Great. I definitely recommend everyone go to NatieWells' Wear It AI portfolio and try all of her designs and styles.
Yes. And go ahead and message me. And if you like any of them, I can definitely shop for you and send you more ideas as well.
Yes, and you can book Natalie for your next styling events through our platform too.
Yes. And I'm offering, like I said, a lot of different subscriptions as well. So definitely hit me up.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being our guest. And thank you for listening to Wear It Well podcast. If you love this conversation, explore more by trying on our stylist looks at wearit.ai and see yourself in a whole new way. You can book them also for your next styling events through our website. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and join the Wear It community. Until next time, keep creating, keep expressing, and keep wearing it.